again, and I'm always running to work. Do you all remember our conversation the last time I was here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's the update. Really cool stuff happened. After 6 months of the legal counsel for the committee dragging their feet, they finally were authorized to hire expert legal counsel on this issue because it's so unique and most people aren't real familiar with the laws regarding this program that I proposed back in May. And fortunately, the expert legal counsel came on and said, she's right. You're allowed to pass these rules. The commissioners has the authority. And as Ms. Castens briefly described, there's a whole plethora area of fields in which we are allowed to make rules. Once the attorney approved it and said, yes, this is all doable, myself and Sharon Lutz drafted a proposed rule. That rule went to the subcommittee members. They added on to that rule, and they aren't educated in the legal sphere. And that rule went to the subcommittee, and 2 of the 3 people voted in support and sent it on to the full policy committee. In between then was when that attorney got hired. He came in and took out most of the crap they put in and took it back down to what Sharon and I had drafted, and added some more process things, how we do this. Not what we do, but how we do this. So we had the best attorney in the state of Ohio, who's got over 30 years experience, has approved this hybrid plan drafted between Sharon Lutz, who represents the public on the committee, myself, Oxbow, numerous organizations had input in at our level, and then it went to, the attorney approved it, the policy committee voted, I think it was five in favor of passing the rule, 1 abstention because he had a conflict of interest, and 1 no. So it went from the policy committee. Now on December 16th, I mean, this is cool. This rule to protect your community is going to be voted on by the Board of Commissioners. And I expect there might be some tweaking of it and getting it in even more perfect order, because of course Rumpke has threatened to sue their pants off. And this is one reason this is important for you guys to support. As Ms. Caston says, if problems arise, if your water gets contaminated, you guys don't want to have to pay for the attorneys to sue Rumpke about that pollution that we know will come. I mean, I think there's 1,000 violations in the last 3 years, 1,000. So if you guys have to sue, you will have to pay out of your own pocket if this rule does not get approved, okay? So you want to support it. So when I was here last, I asked you to devise a resolution or a motion in support of the county commissioners to pursue these rules. Now, Tuesday night, the Mount Healthy City Council, they amended their agenda. They put a resolution or a motion on the floor, and they unanimously passed a resolution that supports the general language of, yes, we want the Board of Commissioners to pass rules regulating the solid waste industry in Hamilton County. But our big win came at the Harrison meeting. I appeared at the City of Harrison meeting, which we all know they're pretty darn diligent legally. We all know they're extraordinarily conservative and don't pass extra regulations for fun. And that board unanimously passed a resolution saying, hell yeah, let the county handle this, because we don't want to pay these legal fees because they will be coming. So they voted unanimously to support the Board of Commissioners in pursuit of regulations for the solid waste industry. And I'm asking you tonight to make a motion, take a vote, and if your mayor could, issue a letter before the 16th, because that's when it's scheduled to vote, telling them that yes, the city of Cleves or the village of Cleves supports the county commissioners in adopting rules to regulate the solid waste industry in Hamilton County. That's pretty much a quote of what Harrison passed, since I see you writing notes to make it easy on you. So, any questions? Is anybody going to put that motion forward? Or am I going to mark you in the block of they were silent and did not support this initiative? Because that is what the situation is. Either you are tonight supporting them, your residents, and protecting your political body, or you are saying we're not. So that's what I'm asking you to do this evening. I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. Could you, Mr. Meyer, make a motion for the board to vote to determine if you will send a letter to the commissioners?
We don't know Rumpke's side of this, and we don't,
Yeah,
it's not in our jurisdiction technically.
Well, you, as I explained at the
There's no
last meeting,
solution.
you will be voting on it in about a year. You don't get to vote on it if you don't support it now. Well, that's not true. If it doesn't get passed on the 16th, you'll never get to vote. You won't get a decision because it won't be there. If you don't support it now, and that's fine. I don't care. It's not me. I don't answer to the residents. You have some vocal residents here who are very concerned about this. And so that's up to you personally, if you want to go on the record of supporting Rumpke. But I will say, you guys have had 6 months to look into this. You've had at least 6 months to invite Rumpke here. Rumpke has presented at every one of these other councils. You guys have not reached out to them, but you've probably seen the meetings or heard about the meetings. All their meetings is, we are wonderful, we do great, let us keep doing it the way we have, and we're gonna build that landfill there. By the way, during the last meeting, this was just exemplary of what happens. Mr. Billy Rumpke III got up and did a presentation. He tried to negotiate, to beg the committee not to go forward. And he said, if you guys just hold this off, hold it off, we will agree, we won't file for a permit before January 1st, and we'll give you 2 weeks' notice, as if anything can happen in 2 weeks, right? And he said, but we have no plans. Then Greg Kesterman, the health commissioner for Hamilton County, spoke toward the end of that meeting, and he said, I have to correct the record. I'm aware that Rumpke is preparing to file a permit, despite them saying, he didn't say that part, despite them saying, just now saying we have no plans, but to expand that landfill from the current PTI of 100 tons a day, which is about, 40 trucks, to 1,500 tons per day. And so the reason the commissioner knows, as the health commissioner, it goes to him first. So they just stood right there and fibbed to that entire committee and said, we have no plans, when the health commissioner has their plans in documents. So it's imperative that you act quickly.
Thank you. Council, there to discuss?